Hey everybody, welcome back to Gideon Stuff. Today, we're doing another episode of My Two Cents. So this is a series where I take knives that have been reviewed to death, knives that are very, very popular, knives that everyone knows about, that I really don't need to say much more on, and I just kind of give my 2 cents on them. Usually these knives are, popular knives that are staples in the EDC community, such as Issa Vivi Elementum. But today we're taking a look at two knives that are widely hated in the EDC community. And I say two knives, they're basically the same knife in two different sizes. And as you can see in front of you, those knives are the Gerber Paraframes. So, these knives have been around for a long time. Obviously, Gerber Paraframe, Gerber Mini Paraframe. These knives have been around for a long time, and they've caught a lot of flack for being, how do I put this lightly? For being terrible. We'll say that, for being terrible. And the reason I want to give my 2 cents on them, this is a little bit of a different episode for the series, and the reason I want to give my 2 cents on these knives is because they are very popular, and I think it's worth giving my 2 cents on them. So, what do I think? What are my 2 cents on the Gerber Paraframe? Honestly, I think that the hate generated towards the Gerber Paraframe is a little bit more extreme than it has to be. These are not great knives. They're not. But I don't think that I think people hate on them maybe a little bit too hard. And maybe that's bias. I have fond memories of these knives. This one here, this was given to me by my dad when I turned 12. And so, it's got good memories there, even though, I locked up that time. Yeah, look at that edge. Isn't that beautiful? There, it didn't lock up. But, there's been a lot said about these knives. The blade steel they're using, I believe, is a 5CR. They do not mark it anywhere on the blade, for good reason. They're a stainless steel frame lock. They are pretty decently lightweight. But really, the thing that I get most from the Gerber Paraframe is that it's an overwhelmingly meh knife. It's over, and maybe that makes sense, maybe it doesn't make sense. You see these at Walmart all the time, and honestly, I think they get a little bit overpriced. I've seen this guy at a hardware store for $10, but I've seen it at Walmart for like 20, which, never pay $20 for Gerber Paraframe. Just don't do it. They come in a bunch of different colors, all blacked out. You can get partially serrated blades, camo, all kinds of different stuff. And I thought that's nice. But, a lot of people have these knives. A lot of people have them. And for a lot of people, they work. You get your Gerber Paraframe at Walmart, and you use it, and it inevitably falls apart and stops working for you, and you throw it away, and you get yourself another one. And that's just how it is. Now, I use these knives. I've started using these knives on my channel as size comparison knives because they're very prevalent. I think everyone's seen one. Everyone's held one, and so I think they make good comparison knives, and everyone knows about them. It might not be a good reputation, but the Paraframe has a reputation nonetheless. So they're instantly recognizable. One thing that I sometimes think about with these is, we've seen Gerber starting to kind of do better recently, with things like the D2 flat iron. The Asada is offered in D2. And I just think it would be interesting for Gerber to go back to the Paraframe. This is one of their most recognizable models. It really is. And if they were to go back and, maybe fix the clip and give this guy a D2 blade, maybe offer some, I don't know, like micarta scales. I know it would kind of mess up the aesthetics. But if they were to do that, I think a lot of people would actually be into it. If Gerber were to upgrade the paramilitary, or not the paramilitary too, my gosh, if they were to upgrade the Paraframe, I think a lot of people would be open to that. And I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that's necessarily something that I'm, clamoring to see, but I do think it'd be neat nonetheless. So are these good knives? Not really. This guy here, when I first got him, tons of lock stick. It's since just kind of broken off, but I'm getting a phone call, so you'll have to excuse me. That's okay. This is about all I had to say about these knives. Is they're instantly recognizable, and I think they could be okay if they were remade by Gerber. Anyways, that's all I've got to say. Thank you for watching. I'll go take that. We'll see you in the next video.